All right, Plan Commissioners, we're going to do a quick roll call to establish that we've got a quorum this evening. And so what I'd like to do is I'm going to go ahead and read the names of those that confirmed for the meeting. And if you would say if you're here after that, and then afterwards, if you would just go ahead and put your phone on mute if you have that option. If not, that's okay. And I'll read through the opening script, and then we'll get into our brief agenda this evening. So let me go ahead and go down the list. Is Tara Briscoe here?
I'm here.
All right. Welcome, Tara. Jed Cole, are you here?
Thank you.
I'm here.
All right. Welcome, Jed. Benji Gomez, are you here?
Present.
All right. Welcome. Pete Greitzinger, are you here?
Present.
Glad to have you, Pete. Ross Harris. All righty. Joe Mayfield. Joe, are you here?
Yes.
All right. Welcome, Joe. Jason Ramos, are you here, Jason?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome. Jeremy Vickers. Jeremy, are you here?
Here.
All right. Welcome aboard. And then Enid Wade. Okay. With the votes tallied present, we do have a quorum. We can proceed and call this meeting to order. So we will now call the meeting of the Waco Plan Commission on March 24th, 2020 to order here at 5:32 p.m. On March 16th, 2020, the governor of the state of Texas suspended various provisions of the Open Meetings Act pursuant to his state of disaster authority. The change was effective March 16th, 2020, until further notice or until the state disaster declaration expires. In accordance with social distancing guidelines and while providing as much transparency as possible, the Waco Plan Commission meeting will not be open to the public. This meeting is being broadcasted live on www.wccc.tv. The audio is being recorded, and the recording will be available to the public. According to the Attorney General, statutes that may require face-to-face interaction between the members of the public and public officials are suspended, provided, however, that governmental bodies offer alternative methods of communications with their public officials. This includes public comment on agenda items. In an effort to allow for as much public input as possible, those who wish to submit their written comments on a listed agenda were asked to submit their comments to the planning staff by 3 p.m. today. However, we do not have any comments. Is that correct, Mr. Peters?
That's correct.
All right. So we will now move on to our public hearing agenda item. We have two subdivisions that we're taking up, both final plats. Mr. Peters, what are the recommendations of the city staff in these cases?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. We do have the two plats. It's the final plat and construction plans for the Landreth Garden Addition Phase 1, and then final plat of the South Fork Addition Phase 11. Planning staff does recommend that these plats be approved with conditions. And I would mention we would like to add a condition to the South Fork Addition Phase 11. The street names that are proposed on the final plat do not match the preliminary plat, and we would like to add a condition that they correct that so they match the approved street names that are shown on the preliminary plat for the South Fork Addition. And I'd be happy to answer any questions or provide information on the two plats that are under consideration.
Do any commissioners have any preliminary questions on either of these plats at this time?
But just how many street names were changed on the second one? Or how many street names were different from the original?
It's just one. They had Murphy Street that showed on both streets, and one of them should have been Cactus Ranch Road.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Any other questions by commissioners on either of these plats? All right, hearing none, we will now close the public hearing on both of these items. Do we have a motion on either or both of these items?
This is Joe. Mr. Chairman, I move we approve these subject to conditions.
This is Pete. I second.
All right. I've got a motion by Mr. Mayfield and a second by Mr. Greitzinger. Is that correct?
Hey, it's Enid Wade.
Correct.
All right. Oh, Enid, welcome. This is Josh Borderud. We are taking up the two items right now. We have a motion by Joe Mayfield and a second by Pete Greitzinger to approve both of the plats with conditions. And so we are now turning to the Plan Commission to ask if anyone has any comment before we vote.
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, hearing none, would we please poll the commission?
Briscoe,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Gomez,
Yes.
Gratzinger,
Yes.
Mayfield,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Vickers,
Yes.
Wade,
Yeah.
and Borderud.
Yes. Motion carries. Both are approved with conditions, and that is the recommendation that will go to the City Council. Mr. Peters, is there any other business for us to take up here tonight?
That's all we have for tonight. I will say that we will be working towards having a similar meeting like this to make up some of our public hearings on zoning cases and abandonments sometime in April, and we'll be in contact with the Plan Commission on further instructions on how that meeting's going to go.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Peters. Thank you, commissioners, for your attendance, and we will now adjourn the meeting.